Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can see in my face that I'm excited. I have my sunshade down because the sun's like, there we go. That's not bad. Like I said, I'm excited because it's been about, 2.5 weeks since I have been in the air flying. I was in the airplane about a week and a half, but if you see the last video, you're going to see why I wasn't able to fly. We had to abort the takeoff, so go ahead and take a look at that video. I think you'll find it interesting. However, today, I am here, and it's a very, very different type of schedule because I'm here, it's 8:45 in the morning. It is super early, at least my earliest flight ever that I've done, and my instructor Sam was able to get me an early booking. He was like, hey Rick, I have a spot for you if you want to come in the morning. Usually I come in between 2 and 4 o'clock. It's a 2-hour training session. So today we're going to do 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm glad that I'm able with my work schedule to be flexible with it. So that's really good because some people aren't able to fly like with the flexibility that I have. So one of the interesting things that you'll note today, I'm going to try to capture on video for you, is that whenever you fly, you want to always take off into the wind. And so one of the reasons why you always see us taking off on runway 21 in the direction of the ocean. However, today, because of how the weather is, we're going to be taking off the opposite way, which is kind of cool because it's very rare. It's a rare configuration to see. It's so instead of going to runway 21, we're going to go to runway 3, which is, if you look on a compass, it is the direct opposite. So we're going to be going in the opposite direction, taking off basically toward the city, if that makes sense. And so that's going to be interesting. It's going to change the dynamic a little bit. It's going to change where we do the run-up, I believe. It's going to change the direction that we're going to taxi to. It's going to change, of course, the way we're going to take off. We're going to do traffic patterns today, so it's going to completely change the way we do the traffic pattern. So that's something new, and I guess it's good because this is a real life thing that I'm going to experience, and so I'm kind of happy about it, but I'm also nervous. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I have these spaces of time where I don't fly, I get nervous because I feel like I'm going to go backwards a bit, and it's a little bit frustrating, and so like I'm anticipating that, I guess, but I'm going to try to be positive. I'm going to try to enjoy myself and try to know and understand that I'm still learning. I'm still training, and flying a plane is not like driving a car. I drive a stick shift daily. Most people don't. It took me a while to learn stick shift. I think longer than most people, but I finally did, and I had a stick shift car for 5 years, and now this car I've had for a year. And so, yeah, it's something I have to get used to. Same thing with the car, so hopefully you can come with me and enjoy. Let's go flying. Finish checking the airplane before we take off.
What's left? The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So I'm in the airplane here, guys and gals. This is a rare occurrence for me to be like this, but one of the instruments here wasn't working correctly. The reading for the cylinder head temperature was completely off. We barely started the plane and it was at 300 degrees, which is completely incorrect. So we're gonna have to switch planes. Now that I'm here, let me just give you a quick run through of the plane. My instructor's inside seeing if we can switch to another plane. That's my head right there. And this is the control stick. We have your avionics. You're ready to go. These are panels that show us different things. We have our airspeed, we have our altitude here, we have our radios, transponder, GPS. You have his controls over here. And I think we might take 6 Whiskey Kilo over there. See, this is part of aviation. The idea of, you know, adjusting to what happens. It's a really cool canopy that opens up. It's actually a really fun plane to fly. You have a little bit of room for your luggage here. I was never able really to give you a tour of the plane, but I guess here we are. Here's the throttle. So this is what you use to the choke, your fuel selector, your flaps, flap controls here, your flap indicator where your flaps are, your controls here. You have your carburetor heat, you have your parachute. This plane actually has a parachute for the plane. It's really, really cool. Alright, let's see if we can switch. The frustration is real, guys and gals. So let me tell you one of the things I have to talk to you. One of the things that is a bit frustrating from flying, it's the number one thing. It's not, you know, learning and going with these speed bumps. It is just the cancellations. And let me tell you, it's one of the things in the beginning that I thought it was the school, but then it gets to the point where it's not, because when it has to sometimes do with weather, there are cancellations because of turbulence, because of rain, because of fog, whatever it might be. But today we were literally ready to go. The airplane was good, it was flying, but one of the gauges was showing a high temperature for the cylinder heads. And so that's basically the engine temperature. And why that's bad is because it wasn't that the temperature was high. The problem was that the gauge was showing a high temperature the entire time. So basically you have a sensor that doesn't work. And so that's dangerous because you really need to monitor that. If you don't, you can get engine failure up in the air. So it is important. I have another lesson in a couple of days, so hopefully you will understand. We'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for the support. I guess this is just part of aviation, something I have to get used to again. And hopefully you have a good rest of the day. We'll see you next time, and don't forget, be hopeful.
See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the